he did the Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash. Break it down.
Welcome to the Wrestling Show, emulating live from the epicenter of awesomeness here in Tampa, Florida. Special Halloween edition. Welcome to the Wrestling Show. This is going to be a somewhat serious wrestling-related episode, as well as incorporating the Halloween theme. Watch how I do it. I am currently only 9,253 subscribers away from surpassing Bill and Doug, RVD Tito for life. And if that happens, I'm going to have to quit YouTube and go into hiding because I seriously fear for the human race. Also, you guys should check this book out either at a library or buy it. It's only like $8. It's stories about being on a submarine. Sounds kind of boring, but it's like Cold War things. You know, weird spying and espionage and kind of like messed up stories. You can kind of, if you just, rent it, you can skim through it and be like, wow, that's some messed up conditions. And just how they live on board the subs. This is what I had to deal with. Not quite as extreme as this. Okay, enough about reading. Today's episode, masked wrestlers are usually pretty cool, or usually pretty horrible. So I came up with a list, and it's Halloween, mask, Some of these are just face paint, but there's so much face paint that it looks like a mask, so I included them. Suicide! You could dress up as Suicide for Halloween, though I don't know why. Suicide. He is based off some kind of cartoon, anime, something. And you're like, no, there's a difference between cartoon and anime. You're right, there is. Anime is like Dragon Ball Z, probably a bad example, where they'll spend 10 minutes, Goku will just be breathing heavily. And then the announcer will be like, on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, Goku will finally do something. And I don't know, he's won the X Division title before, and I don't know, he's secretly Kaz, and I guess he's over. I don't see anyone here making a big deal about him. I don't know. You can dress up as Quang. Actually, better yet, you better give that idea to your kids. You don't want to dress up as Quang. Quang, Savio Vega, when he came to WWF, dressed up as Quang, kind of a ninja gimmick. He spit mist in your face, so yes, Tajiri, I expect you to give Quang royalties because you stole Quang's gimmick. Vader! Shouldn't really count as a masked wrestler, but apparently he does. Like, did anyone ever, any of his closest friends or whatever, Leon White would be like, hey, come to this show, I might be on it. And then his friends would be sitting in the audience and be like, when's Leon coming out? And he'd come out as Vader, but it's like, hello, what? The mask covers up his nose? They're like, well, that guy kind of looks like my friend, but I don't know, I can't see his nose, so I don't know who that is. Aldo Montoya, another jockstrap wrestler, but unlike Vader, was not a world champion, was secretly just incredible, so I guess he was a little agile, but Vader, for a big man, was awesome. Aldo Montoya, for any man, was horrible. Horrible gimmick. The Conquistadors! Kind of a made-up gimmick for Edge and Christian to win the tag titles from the Hardys. I believe the Hardys did it back. Basically, it was just, I don't know, a big white oversuit with a mask and some kind of a generic luchador costume. Goldust. Awesome. This guy's a hard worker. When he was with Booker T, hilarious. His original run when he quoted movie, he did movie quotes and all that. And he was with Terry Runnels and his whole Hollywood gimmick. Pretty cool. Now in ECW, he's still a hard worker, but I don't know. I guess his gimmick's been so long that maybe that's why he's lost a lot of his luster, no pun intended. The Hurricane. liked his original run. You know, whether it was Mighty Molly or his feud with The Rock. He was just hilarious and a good wrestler. And I'm glad he finally got a win over The Rock. And then he was pretty much never used after that. No, he had a heel run where he was just Gregory Helms. And he had the Cruiserweight title for a while, but no one cared. It's like, if you're silly, cool. If you're serious and use your skills, bad. Doink the Clown. Any 4 version, take your pick. Also, if you have a kid, you can dress him up as Dink, or like the 3 other midget clowns. But, I believe Doink was originally played by the Brooklyn Brawler, Steve Lombardi, which is horrible if you think about it, because, why is it horrible? Oh, because Doink has a better win-loss record than, you know, Brooklyn Brawler. So usually if you're playing a character on the side, usually they're supposed to be the joke character or something, you know? They're not supposed to be more successful than you. I just find that kind of weird. You know, like if... Kane! Not the Today Kane, but obviously when he was in a mask. And I'm thinking Kane was awesome, you know, his feud with The Undertaker, whatever. But I liked when he still was a badass and he was talking. Early 21st century, you know, he would be kicking ass and then he would talk, you know, and he'd be like, oh, look up Kane, Hogan, and Rock. That would be a good example. So type in Kane, Hogan, Rock backstage or something. That was awesome Kane right there. Max Moon or Conan. Max Moon was on the first edition of Raw, and it's a wonder Raw is still on the air after Max Moon. Basically a big suit of circuitry and Delirious. See, it's someone from ROH. Think of, it's kind of like an Abyss mask, sort of, with like tassels coming down, but he can wrestle better than Abyss. And yeah, it's green. And he's Delirious. Tiger Mask. Any 4 version, take your pick. Masao had played Tiger Mask, one of the 4 versions. The original Tiger Mask has been called one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I don't know, I haven't watched much of his stuff. He's good, though. Well, yeah, that's once again kind of a thing that originally came from outside, kind of like Suicide. It came from outside pop culture and was incorporated into wrestling. And, like, the mask itself became huger than any wrestler that, you know, wore it. Like, if you just put the mask here on the side, people would be running, oh, Mr. Mask, can I have your autograph? You know, Tiger Mask. And I'm like, but it's just the mask. It's the person that actually wrestled. No, worship the mask. Mankind, bleh. Gangrel, awesome. You could dress up as a vampire. Everybody loves dressing up as a vampire. I did a video of him a while back, so go ahead and check out that video. Vampiro, the rip-off of Gangrel. And Kali. I mean, if you want to scare the neighbors and all the small children, it's just come to my attention that that is not a mask, that is his real face. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's basically my Halloween episode. Thank you all, and have a, can I think of a Halloween pun?